Well, as always, it doesn't matter how I'm feeling before I go in. After I've had that experience and I get out, it just feels so much better, and it is because when the waves pound over my body, they're literally knocking out that over-accumulation of energy, and at the moment particularly negative energies. Pound it all out just for a few minutes, feels so much better. So let me see if I can pick up where I left off earlier. I do apologise, you know, I've got a bit of an issue with the wind. I'll be away from it very shortly. So what they do at this stage is they wait until she's in real need of help, and they call out the district nurse, which means she has to wait more. And she turns up and gives her this injection cocktail, morphine, diazepam, whatever else, sedative wise. And what they're doing, because it sounds unbelievably cruel, doesn't it? But what they're doing is they're actually titrating and ascertaining the correct amount of these drugs that she would need to be in a state whereby the agitation and the pain levels are addressed to the point that she has a better quality of life and she can actually bear to be alive. That's what they're aiming to do. And to start with, she might have this happening once or twice a day. By the time it reaches 3 or 4 times in one day, they will have got enough information to know exactly how much to put in what is called a syringe driver, and that will be the next step. So the idea of a syringe driver, it's a device that's set up and it administers very, very small amounts of the drugs on a constant basis, which means that she will actually be in a bearable state. So that's what this is all aiming at. And in case it isn't obvious, this is all the end of life phase that we're going through now. It is hard to imagine that she's able to be alive with such a small body weight. It's very strange. So I had a strange encounter actually. So the manager of the first care home that my mum went to arrived on the beach just as I was getting up off the beach, and she asked me how things were, and I said, she asked me how I am, and I said, so really that's what the next bit of this film is about. So I find that I'm a person, because I've had so much experience of this, wife dying, father dying, sisters unexpected and sudden death, so lots of experience, and I find when I'm in action mode, dealing with what needs to be done, I do better. But I know also I need to have days when I don't go into action mode and I chill out and rest. So that's what it yesterday was. And really what I felt coming back from being with mum a couple of days ago, I just felt, well, I've had this life with her, and in fact I've had a longer life with her than with any alive person on the planet now. And what I realise is we've had lots of good times and lots of hard times, and it feels like everything is balancing out to some kind of neutrality. And that's how I felt. I felt very neutral as I drove back from visiting her a couple of days ago. But yesterday when I woke up, it was just like such a heavy weight descended upon me. And it's because I realised that there is the next stage which is beckoning, and I just didn't want to have anything to do with it. And that's to do with the funeral everything that happens after she passes, because it's all got to be done, and it's a family that does all this. So I just felt really oppressed, like a big heavy weight on me, thinking about all that and being aware of that to come and starting to address some of the things. And then I had a moment, because while all this has been going on, I'm aware that some of the things I need to do I just don't get around to doing. It's a really tricky thing, partly to do with experiencing periods of depression throughout this whole time, and conversation with the family. Need to get out a couple of containers with the important papers, and I realised this is going to be a problem for me. Indeed it was, because I opened up the wardrobe and I've got these fleece rugs. I've used them so much for retreats and for training people, and the thing about these fleece rugs, they keep really well for many years, except if you stop using them, start storing them. And unfortunately, this is exactly what happened to me. I stopped using them and started storing them, and that creates a real problem, because they got infested with moths. So I got a bunch of moth-eaten fleeces in the cupboard, and I knew I'd have to deal with it. In order to reach these boxes. So that was just a horrible situation, having to bag up the fleeces plus other things that had got infested with the moths, get a load of stuff, fill the car up with it, things that need to be got rid of, take it to the tip, and then the whole place is just a total mess. Just felt really so bad, and then just chilled out a bit. Thought, just face it, and I just cleared everything up, sorted everything out. In fact, getting stuff and taking stuff to the tip, that felt good as well. And then just giving a flat a good clean, tidying everything up, putting everything back, putting all the fairy lights on. At the end of all that, I just felt so much better. So it just reminds me, I'm one of these people, if I get depressed and I can do something to improve my environment, that really does help. So yeah, that's a bit of how things are going. So yeah, it has been very painful, very distressing, and will continue to be so, and that's all part of it really, is being real and feeling what comes up, and then that there are going to be more of these times of feeling desperate and all the rest of it, and it's all part of being alive. That's one of the really ironic things, isn't it? And so that's the thing about depression. There's a little thing that people used to say about someone's depressed, well, just back up and get over it. And what a load of bullshit. It's really about experiencing the feelings. So, I haven't had breakfast yet. There's infinite waters, like to say, on this channel, so I'm going to go and have mine and then drive off to the home and see how she is today. So this is why you don't hear anything much of me on social media, whatever, and I sometimes manage to make films, sometimes don't manage to make films. That's how it is. So thanks very much for your kind comments, your compassion, your empathy. Do appreciate all of you. Thank you very much indeed.